What is going on, guys? My name is Josh Engel, also known as Anti-Pro.
And I'm Mike Bisson, a.k.a. Mohawk Mike.
And this is BossFight TV's The Reload, episode number 7, which we will be covering everything going on in the esports world from January 9th through the 16th. And there was kind of a lot of stuff going on, just kind of like every other week. So, I mean, we were talking about, in the beginning of the year, it was kind of starting out a little bit slow, and now it's picking up.
Kind of got that lackluster feeling, but now there's almost, I don't want to say too much to cover, but there's a lot of diverse events going on.
For real. So before we start, I want to talk about our awesome sponsor, eSports. If you remember our last episode, we made an announcement that eSports is starting their new player stickers, which is really cool. They started out with Team Complexity, so a couple players from there. But just, I think it was yesterday, it was either Sunday or Monday, they announced that they were bringing out 2 new stickers. Mr. White Raw. I was excited for that one. And we also have Violet, which I'm also a huge fan of Violet as well. So cool stickers on those fronts. So check out iHeartEsports.com for all of those new stickers. And if you remember, we are giving away stickers every single Reload episode. And all you have to do is follow us at BossFight TV and at iHeartEsports. Listen for the secret code, which we'll give you sometime during the episode. It's a secret place somewhere within the next episode.
It's not going to be at the end, so you can just skip forward to it.
Because that's just lame, even though we did that last time.
Yeah.
But be on the lookout. But I have a shout out for our winner last week, and that is CSL_LS1.
CSL?
Collegiate Star League? Actually, it is Collegiate Star League. So I don't know if you are on the staff or you just play in the league or whatever, but congratulations. Also, big shout out, LS1, rocking that Chevy like a boss. Oh, man. So watch for the code during this episode. Again, we don't even know what it's going to be. We will randomly come up with it throughout the episode. So be on the lookout. So now, jumping right into the esports news for this week. First thing I want to talk about is the Shoutcraft 4 Invitational, which is creatively named Colin Smith.
Oh,
Colin Smith.
Why by chance would that be?
Well, here's the interesting thing about the Shoutcraft Invitational. All of the prize money comes from Total Biscuit's Twitch TV stream, as well as donations that come from viewers. And a gentleman by the name of Colin Smith happened to donate a lot of money over the last couple tournaments, and they decided to name the tournament after him.
That's very cool.
It's very cool. So if you want a whole tournament named after you, contact Total Biscuit and give him lots of money.
Tournament series for sales.
Indeed. That's actually not a bad idea.
Maybe.
But seriously though, like the way that he does those tournaments with funding it completely by himself, as well as donations. And then the really interesting thing is the fact that as the players are playing, you can donate to them directly as they're playing as well. So it's just really cool tournament. But going into, the actual results, Group A, Stefano and Thorzane end up winning Group A. And then Group B, Rhett and Grubby won. So they go on to the playoff brackets. Now here's the interesting thing. Mr. Stefano came to play the game, okay? He 3-0'd, was it Grubby, or 3-0'd, yes, 3-0'ing Grubby, and then he 4-0'd Thorzane.
Wow. At
the end. He did not drop a single game the entire playoff series.
And that's not exactly easy to do in such a competitive field.
I know. Like, especially Thorzane, like, he's been doing pretty good, recently, but honestly, Stefano, he was not going to have it. Not at all. So 4-0 for the win on the Shoutcraft 4 Invitational. So be on the lookout for the next one. They seem to be doing about 3 or 4 each year. I think they had 3 last year. So here's the first one. Probably in 2 or 3 months, expect another one, depending on what's going on with that. So.
Is that one named right now? Shoutcast 5. Your name here?
Dot.
Is that Dot?
It's just underline. We need a name. I don't have all the other ones up here, but the first one is literally called like the first tournament or so. It's funny. It's good times. In other news, as we kind of talked about in the beginning, a lot of these tournament series are starting their team leagues. The GSTL is about to kick off. We have NASTL Team League, and we also have the IPL Team League that's coming up as well. But more importantly, this week, the final qualifier for the NASTL Team League has concluded, which means that they have all of the teams selected and ready to start playing. So there were 4 invited teams, which include Evil Geniuses, Empire, Mouse Sports, and Team Liquid. Those were the 4 invited ones. And then they had qualifiers where they would take the top 2 teams from each qualifying tournament and they would throw them into the mix as well. So during the first qualifier, we have FXO and Rain ended up taking first and second during that tournament. And recently this weekend, Rocks.KIS and Quanic took that one. So those are the other 4 teams that will be joining the 4 invited teams for the NASTL Team League. And all of that epicness, that great awesomeness is going to kick off on January 19th. And if you go to NASTL.TV, they should have their broadcast schedule up there. If you know how NASTL runs, they actually will play the tournaments and then they'll broadcast a couple each day. So literally, you can watch it live or you can watch it at your leisure. So pretty cool, cool way that NASTL does all that stuff. Jumping down to GSL Code S, I'm going to go through these pretty quickly here. We've gotten through Group F so far, so there's a lot of players. I'm just going to kind of go over the top 2 from each one. We have Ganzi and Jock G over Boxer and Sin, so they will advance. We have Supernova and MC over Lenok and Finn, and I have to say, I feel really bad for Lenok because I was really rooting for the guy, but MC was not going to have it. And then the infamous Group C with Idra.
Ugh.
I watched all of the games on that one because I support Idra. I definitely support our foreign teams coming out of the United States. But Idra did not do well, unfortunately. So Nesty and MVP won over Idra and Lucky. Idra did some really dumb stuff against Nesty, unfortunately, but hey, we'll see what happens, going through the rest of that. Then we have Oz and Curious over Inca and Bomber, and then MMA and Gumho over Xeno and Yu-Gi-Oh! I caught a couple of MMA's games, so that was pretty cool to watch. And then we have Genius and DRG over SC and JYP, which means that the 2 players from Evil Geniuses that were in the tournament are now out of Code S, unfortunately. So again, they are doing their tournaments, all of their games each day. So look at gomtv.net for all the information on those games. And then the last couple things I want to talk about, if you noticed on the site, I put up an article the other day about StarCraft 2 team changes. And it's kind of funny because I really do poke fun at like the Halo crowd on like how they change teams so often. But StarCraft is starting to look like Halo with all these crazy stuff. But, it's the beginning of the year, so it's to be expected that some of these players are moving around here and there. So the big one was MC leaving OGS, going to SK full-time. That was announced a couple days ago, and that was pretty interesting. So if you know the whole deal with that, MC actually competed for SK in foreign tournaments. So SK kind of paid his way. I mean, we don't know the whole details on their partnership, but MC's going to SK full-time, so that'll be really interesting. And then Dragon and Golden left Slayers. Dragon stated that he wanted to just kind of follow, focusing on work and things like that, so he might be completely out of the competitive scene of StarCraft. And Golden says he might be looking for some foreign teams to hook on to. And then Hangun left Prime for eSahara, and so that's a pretty interesting move as well. And then just on Tuesday, Fnatic a couple of days ago was like, hey, we're going to announce a new player. And it's funny because everyone on the internet called it because they put a teaser video out there, and Moon was, or everyone thought it was Moon because they showed someone drawing a player's face, and it turned out to be Moon.
Oh,
so
surprise.
Moon goes to Fnatic. And then final 3 things to look forward to in the upcoming weeks. This weekend is the ESL IEM Kyiv, and that's going on, like I said, this weekend, January 19th through 22nd. So go to ESL World or ESL-World.net for all of those broadcasts. And then we have IPL is coming up on the 23rd of January. All of their teams are selected for their team league. And then the ASUS Republic of Gamers tournament is coming on in February. So be on the lookout for all of that craziness. That was a lot. That was a lot of StarCraft stuff.
You want to tag out, buddy?
Yeah. All right, tag out. Rock out.
All
Rock
right.
it out, Mike. Mike's been following some cool FPS news and random stuff here and there. So what do you got for us, Mike?
Firstly, what I'd like to bring up is the LG Cup that happened this weekend, which for those of you who don't know, this was actually the U.S. qualifier for what will be held the Korean World Championships. And this is specifically for Street Fighter 4. Wait, let me paraphrase that. Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition 2012. Period. But not only that, because LG is sponsoring it, this is also time they actually promoted their new game, which is the Super Street Fighter 4 HD phone game app accessory. Blah blah blah.
When Mike told me, I was like, "Wait, what?" This is like Asphalt 6.
It's like Asphalt 6, but the cars punch each other. It's great. It's awesome. But
watch out, WCG 2012.
So getting into the actual main Street Fighter 4 tournament, we have first place is Wolfcrone, second place is Flo, and third place was actually Snake Eyes.
Snake Eyes.
So all three of those players got top 3, but Wolfcrone is the only one who actually qualified to go to compete in the World Championship. So good luck to Wolfcrone.
Of the phone game, right?
This is Street Fighter 4. But since you mention it, actually guess who won the phone game?
What? Wolfcrone?
Wolfcrone.
Oh, man.
So, got that Viper game on lock. Got some good stuff coming. But actually, so that was first place in both Street Fighter 4 regular and the HD phone version. And then second place for the phone went to Victor Slick and then Killer Kai, which was kind of interesting to watch because there really was no audio when they were playing. So I forget who it was casting. I want to say Mike Ross, but I can't recall. One of them was just making the sounds like the whole time. It's like, and like making the sounds. Were they
doing like old school
it was like
Mortal Kombat noises? Like,
kind of. It was just all over the place. Just like panned in. You just see fingers on screen like, oh no, here it comes. Man. I'm going to do my ultra. Like, but that
sounds like something I would do.
That was interesting, to say the least.
Was it? There was an MLG tournament where they didn't do the sound, and the entire crowd did it.
I think I remember seeing that VOD. I think so.
Funny. It was good times.
But anyway, that's in the fighting game news. But also we're also getting a lot of leaks for Street Fighter X Tekken, a lot of new characters coming out. So just keep an eye out on that.
I can't wait for that game
because
I don't know why.
For Evo, for the Evo season, this should be. We'll see how it gets picked up. But a lot more characters being released and a lot more fans getting happy, which I am already announcing my team, Bob from Tekken and Sagat from Street Fighter. You get it?
Interesting.
Bob Saget.
I get it. Wow. That's the joke.
That's funny.
Anyway. I haven't put any thought into my team, so.
Actually, I'm going to play Paul Ken is who I'm actually going to play.
So you lied to me?
They're going to be
you lied to all
Team
those
Red
people?
Gi.
You lied.
Anyway.
Hey, don't lie to people.
That's neither here nor there.
It better be Bob and
That's
Saget,
neither here nor there. I'll play Bob and Sagat. Bob Sagat, because I haven't forgot that I made the promise to play those characters.
A rhyme. That was a whole rap.
I was trying to. It's Bob Scott rap. Anyway, let's move on to something a little more.
No. Here we go. That is that's the code.
That's the code?
The Bob, not Bob Sagat, it's Bob Saget rap.
Bob Saget rap.
The Bob Saget
the secret
rap.
code.
So hashtag Bob Saget rap. And that's at BossFightTV and at iHeart Esports. Tweet us the code. Hashtag Bob Saget rap. And if you come up with your own Bob Saget rap, bonus points.
Bonus points.
Continue. Sorry.
Anyway, let's move into some Quake action where the characters really their names don't matter. Although I always play Doom.
Are we playing Whose Line Is It Anyway?
But anyway, there's a lot of Quake action actually getting ready to happen this summer. As we know, ESL will most likely be picking it up again, and they are actually having some other Pro Series finishing up. But as I've never mentioned before, and I don't know why, because I always watch it, every Sunday is the Zotac Cup. And they actually get a good amount of players to come out and compete, and a lot of pro players every now and then show up. But the big storyline is Strentz. Oh my God, he owns that tournament every Sunday. But as of lately, Cypher has been entering and kind of mixing up the fray. So whereas last week, Strengths actually won the series, actually won the whole tournament without dropping a map, losing a single map, this week he ended up meeting Cypher in the finals, but took him 3-1. And very exciting VODs. If you are still kind of on the fence about Quake, and maybe you're like, oh, I don't know what this crazy game is, and these guys flying around and stuff, watch the VODs. I'll have the article posted up, and everything will be there, ready to go. And you just sit back and with your popcorn and blow your mind.
Are you scared watching that high level of Quake play?
No, never.
Oh, okay. I kind of watch it, and I'm like, damn.
It's just you just gotta sit back and just look at it.
Right.
That's my advice.
Awesome.
Hey, you want to be a Quake
Honestly,
bro? Sit back and look at it.
Quake is probably one of my favorite FPS to watch, honestly. So don't be afraid.
Let's get the support up. Speaking of getting the support up, there was a huge episode of ESFI Worlds, The Roll Call, which is their Call of Duty show,
right?
Which had not only Sundance from MLG, Sir Scoots of EG, we had Key Hunt of Check 6. But
shout out to him. Yeah. Oh my gosh, he's the coolest guy ever.
He's really cool.
I've only talked to him like back and forth on Twitter, but good guy.
And then last but certainly not least, the head of EVV Gaming,
Lord Jareth. Which he's a really cool guy too. If you've seen their
typically
podcast.
You watch Call of Duty shows and they're like, oh, here's a good player, here's a good team, here's a good tournament to look at. No, this episode took into fact what it takes to run a gaming team, because these are all Sundance and then 3 major heads of tournament gaming teams. Took sponsorships, how to get sponsorships, how to keep sponsorships, how to conduct yourself on Twitter as a player, as an owner, and things like that. So it's a very, very good watch. A lot of really, really in-depth spots that we could go in on, but
watch it. It's on we linked it on our site, so you can either catch it on our site or ESFI. But they had a lot of great things to say, not just on sponsorship side of things, but kind of what the modern warfare community or what the Call of Duty community has to do to get their game on the level that some of these other big games are. So,
I have the feeling it's going to explode.
Like I said, I called it like 2 or 3 episodes ago. I said, this is the year that Call of Duty is going to finally get there, I think. But then it's going to... Who knows what will happen? Because the next year, there's going to be another game. So who knows?
You know who else is going to get there this year?
Who?
Counter-Strike. And speaking of which, they actually, on Tuesday afternoon, broke on the CSGO developers Twitter page like I think it was like a month-long silence of just no information, nothing about CSGO, nothing about the beta. They have posted on their website a vote system in which you can vote for the next map to be implemented into the beta. And the thing is, it's not like new maps, but it's all the old ones, and it's kind of like letting the fans like, hey, we want to play this map first before the final release so we can get our hands on and be able to support you guys and let you know what's going on and what's not. So there's also that article. It's on the front page of BossFight TV. You can go on there and have your voice heard because, it is 2012. It's a political year. You need to get out and vote. 2012.
Go vote for eSports.
Vote or die. Vote for your favorite. If you don't vote for president, at least vote for Counter-Strike.
Your favorite Counter-Strike map.
Yeah.
Even if you don't have the beta, like us. Aw.
Open beta soon. We'll get it.
We will. We will indeed.
And just one last little bit, if I can throw in there, Excello is having a TF2 Winter Warm-Up Cup, which actually has a lot of top TF2 teams actually coming out of the woodwork, 6v6 playing. Same restrictions like 1 medic, 1 heavy, things like that. But that is also something very cool to look at, something very cool to keep an eye on because I love TF2. I used to play TF2. I wanted to make a huge comeback.
Right.
I wanted
Mike showed me there was an off-class tournament.
There was an Australian off-class tournament where all the major teams just played like I normally play scout, so you know what? I'm going to play medic.
I'm going to play heavy.
Switch around. That was great. I think they did it at random too. But anyway.
Meanwhile, back in esports.
Tag you back in, buddy. There you go.
So we got some crazy Dota 2 news going on. If you follow Dota, you will recognize the Defense as kind of like the largest Dota 2 tournament that's going on right now. And it's moving into the second group stage. This tournament in general has been moving kind of slow. Like they kind of let the teams play at their own pace since it's online. It's not a live tournament. So going into the second group stage, Group A is made out of Panzer SK just for the tournament, Western Wolves, Natural 9, and MTW. And just for the tournament, if you look on the article that I put up on the site, they actually won a very late match to jump into that group. So that's an update on that article. And then we have Dignitas, EG, Mouse Sports, Fnatic, MSI, Problem with like three question marks.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on with that. And then Natus Vinavir. Beer. Something like that.
Very good.
I tried.
You got it.
So if you go to joindota.com, they will have all of the information you need for their broadcasts. And like I said, it's kind of all over the place. They have a schedule, but sometimes you don't even really know what team's going to play until it gets right up to it. So if you like Dota, go to joindota.com, look for the defense, and watch those games. Really cool stuff. And then also, we also have another online tournament, Dota 2 Europe. They announced their groups. Now, I'm not going to go down all of them, but it's kind of interesting to see that a lot of the same players in the Dota 2 Defense tournament are showing up in here. Like there's Dignitas, EG, Mouse Sports, like all those. Or not Dignitas, I'm sorry. But Mouse is in there. Fnatic is in there. So if you go to... it is Dota2-Europe.com. It's a mouthful.
That's why you couldn't remember it.
I know. I'm like, what is this tournament? Oh, Dota2-Europe.com. And you can check out all of the information going into that tournament as well. And they're just getting started. So that should be rocking out in the next couple weeks or so. So that wraps up my esports news. Did you have anything else, Mike?
I don't know if I really have anything else, but just, just keep getting out there and supporting, every facility of esports, because we're really at the cusp of a really great tournament season and things that can only go up from here. So
right. I think that this is the year that we're going to see esports really explode. There are a lot of awesome tournaments that have already happened, and we're only in January. Mm-hmm. And especially we have the ESL coming up as well. And, it's funny because I actually went back and watched one of the Live on 3, the one from NASTL, where DJ Wheat and Sir Scoots were talking about, all of this independent esports news sources, and you saying getting out there and helping support it. Not just, independent esports news agencies, but just tournaments and everything. Seriously, get out there, support esports as a whole, watch tournaments, throw the stream up while you're eating, dinner by your computer. Like if you're just sitting there doing whatever, throw it up, listen to it, watch it, go to news websites, go to us, go to ESFI, go anywhere, because, that is the biggest drive for people who are doing stuff like this is when we see that people are paying attention and people are reading our articles and, tweeting at us or whatever. Just get out there, support esports as a whole, because we're going to rock it out in 2012.
This is it, man. I'm feeling it. I'm going to cash in. Getting that second mortgage on the house. This is it.
But that wraps up BossFight TV's The Reload for January 6th January 9th through the 16th. And we thank you for watching, definitely. And, keep tweeting at us at BossFight TV. Also, don't forget the secret code word, which I'm not going to say because all you would have to do is go to the end and cheat. So secret code word
somewhere down here on the
actually it's going to be about this area right here.
Well, I'm saying that's where you're going to have it posted so they know what it is. I'm saying click down here on your YouTube bar.
Oh, I got you.
Because that's about where it is.
You. Now, so don't forget at BossFight TV, at iHeart Esports, support us, support them, rock it out. So this is Josh Engel, also known as Antipro, signing off along with...
Well, this is Mike Bisson, a.k.a. Mohawk Mike. Thank you for supporting esports in whatever capacity you do, and thank you for considering. I'm tagged back in. Now I'm supposed to talk. Oh, no.